Hi, I'm Dondy, and this is my Paperworks interview. I'm a painter. I'm currently based in London. I just came out of my first London exhibition in Camden. Yeah, I like to paint portraits. I like to use a lot of mixed media stuff. I like using different experimental techniques in my paintings, like airbrushing, oil paint. Yeah, that's why the studio smells like a mess right now. When I first started painting, I was painting quite flat stuff for the first exhibition, very pop art based. And then I think I figured out that's not how I wanted to carry on doing things, because everything was a little bit too tidy, a little bit too neat, and it got a little bit boring. I got a bit jealous of people wanting to splash paint about and stuff like that. So as I've been painting since then, yeah, we've got to this point now. There's so many. Worst superhero power. There's a guy in the X-Men with a lot of the worst powers come from the X-Men, but there's a guy with just his superpowers, just he's got translucent skin. He's just got see-through skin. That's gotta be the worst power. Or there's a superhero in DC where he has Superman level strength, but only when he's drunk and completely wasted. So yeah, he's doomed to be an alcoholic. To be honest, a lot of creative people are like that though. Their powers only work when they're under the influence, right? Do you know what I mean? A lot of rappers only making songs on perks and stuff. My biggest advice is to make sure that you're living a good life outside of the studio. Don't worry so much about painting every day and trying to just lock in, and don't isolate yourself from the world, because that's where a lot of your inspiration is going to come from. And also share your stuff, because you never know who's watching, and even if your work's bad, you're gonna get better, and people are interested in the progression of your stuff. So share, and also be active in the community. If you say you love art, how many art openings do you go to? Do you know what I mean? How many people are you talking to about art? Because it's the only way you're gonna get opportunities if you haven't got the network already there. Spawn, HBO series, is up there. I think it's on Amazon Prime. Nah, take that out. Can't give it Amazon Prime free. Justice League original animated series is 100% up there as well. The intro to that is so crazy with the music. Yeah. Naruto, but the original one, not Shippuden, when he's a kid. That's cool. I really like how all the characters have their own little emotional damage, and they're all trying to solve it as kids. And they all got good role models as well, shout Kakashi and shout Asuma. Goat music video. Yeah, I really like the org stuff. I feel they took music videos to the next level. Yamagini High, LSD, Pray for the Gang. That was a crazy video. And then some pick up and shoot stuff as well, Porsche Poet. That's a good video. And I like some of the early rock videos as well. I like the Creed videos. I kind of like how cheesy they are and corny they are. They're cool. What's my process? Everyone in the studio who shares the studio with me, they know exactly what my process is. I didn't think I had such a concrete process. I thought I was quite fluid with it, but I have stages where outside of the studio, I'll think of an idea and I'll be like, oh, this is the best idea I've ever had. I'll come into the studio, I'll try it, and like I'll fail like 3 times, and then like I'll absolutely hate it, and then I have to like take a break. I'll be like super stressed out, and then I'll probably like ruin it, like splash some paint on it, or like change something completely. And then when I start like giving in and just like going with the flow, that's when I'm like, yes, this is the best painting ever. And then I'll probably like mess it up like a few more times. But when you make stuff, when you create stuff, you've got to make mistakes and you've got to ruin it, because that's the only way that you could like progress in it, right? Because if you're just doing what you're comfortable with all the time, you'll never push yourself. And like breaking things and fixing them and like putting them back together always makes things better than just like going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is probably like the most boring way to make art, I feel. So yeah, just like break it. Like that's what like all of this is, and like that's what like all of this is here, and like here, and like the splatters on that one as well is me like trying to bring something back to life that I just thought like looked too flat, or like the composition wasn't right, or the colors weren't right, there wasn't enough contrast. It's like you just gotta try something, do you know what I mean? And like you gotta get to a point in your craft where you don't hold everything to like such like a sacred level. Like you should be like, I could paint this eye like 100 times, so when I like mess it up, it doesn't matter because I know I could do it again. The real answer or like the answer for the camera, because I feel like the real answer is that I just like I get burnt out quite a lot. So like I have a day where like I'll just completely shut down, I won't speak to people, and I'll just try and recharge. But if it's like a creative rut, like I think you just gotta power through it, because I don't think there's any such thing as like a creative flow or like having a good art day. I think it's just your opinions on it are like different on that day. So you have the same amount of skill and the same amount of ideas every day. It's just whether that day you like those specific ideas, and your opinions always change. So I think just keep on making stuff, just keep on creating, and then yeah, you might look back on that stuff and you might be super fond of it. Best OG YouTuber. I didn't really watch YouTubers. I think I was too busy drawing, or like I don't know. I feel like there was more interesting stuff to watch back then than watch someone play like Call of Duty for 30 minutes. Bob Ross. Yeah, Bob Ross is that's the best OG YouTuber. I remember I got like really sick for like a few days and I watched like every single Bob Ross video. Yeah, it made me feel like I could paint landscapes. I can't, but I felt like I could. I think the same way that we've had like in classic literature, all of these stories of overcoming hardship, I feel like a lot of that's reflected in comics today. And we have all of these characters that have all of these superpowers and have all of these perks. Like Batman's super rich, you know, Superman's practically invincible, but they still all go through like these really traumatic events and overcome them. And I feel like all these characters having all of this pain and still being able to you know, give time to everyone, speak to everyone, and try and make the world a better place is just super inspiring. And it's also just a thing where it doesn't matter where you are in life. you're always gonna have a certain amount of like sadness or struggle. So yeah, like happiness isn't the goal, it's like a way of doing things. And I like to, I try and like capture that like complexity in my portraits. I don't want anything to be like 100% happy or like 100% sad. There's that track. The track's in my head. Wabio, the pick up and shoot as well. Obviously make the craziest videos. And then I don't know, there's so many to name. I think what Tioni is doing for like the art community right now is like, it's so sweet, like helping like all these young people out with like art advice, and like having this community where like everyone shares this special interest, and everyone, you know, can talk about their problems and stuff. It's a really cool space. 3 though. Like all my friends, well, not like all my friends, but like a lot of my friends do creative stuff, so I'm sorry if I miss you guys. Craziest things I painted with. So pick up and shoot. Lil Brother and Atom were shooting this video where Atom was like falling through the air and had a leaf blower for his hair. And then I took it and we realized it had turbo mode. So we was pointing the turbo mode at our camera and we're like dropping paint in front of it. And it was like splashing all over the canvas. And that's this one. That's what like all of the like texture is. It's just like a paint, just like but yeah, I think it's really important to like experiment with like techniques. I can never imagine just being an oil painter or just an acrylic painter or just one thing, because I feel like every medium can do something different and therefore has its place on a canvas, because I think you're just limiting yourself in terms of like textures and like layering and stuff like that if you're only using one thing. And another crazy thing that I painted with was in GCSE, which I didn't do very well in. I think I like scraped a pass. I painted a whole portrait of my dad with a fork and like acrylic paint. I don't know why I did that to myself. It was very difficult. Probably why I didn't get a good grade. I feel like I've got to make stuff. Otherwise, I feel like I'm gonna explode. Like I really need to be just hands-on doing things and just like sharing stuff. And like, I love also speaking to people about it, and I love just connection in general. I think is really important right now in the world, because there's so much like separation, and I feel like if you can connect to people with your art and through your stories, I feel like you're making the world a better place. Do you know what I mean? You're making people like more understanding of each other. So I always have time for anyone who wants to talk to me about anything creative, anything art related. So yeah, if you see me after this interview, just anywhere, just come say hi and show me what you do.